Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. This is me, Rima.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Randee.
And guys, we were trying to watch a scene from a film which shall not be named because we never successfully managed to. And in that whole quest of trying to find subtitles, it's the power of subtitles for us guys. We really need subtitles for everything we watch
Right.
because we don't always understand. So it was about women empowerment. So I thought let's continue on in the theme of a similar film, or maybe at least in a similar vein. And this is the short film Devi or Devi, which means goddess. And it stars Kajol, who is a very talented Indian film actress. And we'll see her, I think, in a cast of all female cast. So it should be fun to watch. And it's a short film from Royal Stag Barrel. So thank you, Royal Stag Barrel, Large Short Films. We'll put the original link down below. And guys, before we start the content, please subscribe because that really helps us. Most of our channel is copyrighted, so your subscription matters. So click that subscribe button and make sure you get updates so that you see our content because we post every single day. With that, let's just get into it. One, two, three, play.
That's a worse feeling.
Wow, very crowded. Not much space, huh? Okay, this one doesn't have some. Well, this part doesn't it, but I think the rest of it does. How is she studying in this?
Yeah, everyone's doing everything here.
ऐसे केस के बारे में बात करने जा रहे हैं जिसने सभी देशवासियों के संयम को तोड़ के रख दिया है। हालांकि ये केस केवल 2 ही दिन पुराना है, लेकिन लोगों का गुस्सा आग की तरह पूरे देश में फैलता जा रहा है। हम यहाँ इस वक्त इस केस के विक्टिम के घर के बाहर खड़े हैं। हमें अंदर जाने की परमिशन नहीं मिल पा रही है। इस केस को लेकर देश की जनता कई महत्वपूर्ण सवाल खड़े कर रही है। पकड़े गए गुनहगारों को राजनेताओं का समर्थन क्यों मिल रहा था? आखिर इस तरह के गुनाह बार बार क्यों हो रहे हैं? साल दर साल सुरक्षा व्यवस्था में किसी तरीके का सुधार क्यों नहीं हो पा रहा है? पूरा देश इस वक्त अपनी
Pretty grim. Makes me feel crazy. It makes me feel like it's not
Like
actually playing. Think of my head.
Yeah.
टीवी बंद करो, बंद करो.
जेवा आता हेच बाकी होतं
मावशी प्लीज सगळ्यांचा मूड ऑफ नका करू.
की ते सगळे लोकच ऑफ आहेत. मूड तर ऑफ होणारच ना.
ऐसी बेतुकी बातें करके क्या मिलता है आपको मौसी?
मौशी सही तो कह रही है. It's getting way too hot for me here.
हॉट? ऐसी खुली जांघों में आपको गर्मी लग रही है? मेरे बुरखे के अंदर तो कबाब पक रहा है.
What? Jang, what?
Thighs. ज्योति जी आप जाकर देखो ना, इनका तो चलता ही रहेगा.
चलता रहेगा. कब तक चलता रहेगा? एक ही तो ढंग का कमरा दिया है हमको. आता एका रूम मध्ये किती लोकांना घुसवणार?
कितनी बार कहा है धूप पत्ती के बाद झगड़ा मत करो ना.
पण तू धूप कशाला लावते? बाई
इकडे कोई देव नाही. हाँ.
केबल चेक करायला गेलाय तो.
मैं आप सबकी शांति के
तुमको
लिए
शांति मांगता है ना, वो लड़की को अंदर नहीं आने देने का बस. इधर सबकी आत्मा को शांति मिलेगा. आता काय डोसक्यावर बसवायचं का काय तिला? ये
तो वो कहाँ जाएगी? कहाँ जाएगी वो?
यहाँ एक सिस्टम की जरूरत है. हर कोई यहाँ नहीं रह सकता, वरना किसी को तो बाहर रुकना पड़ेगा ना.
पहली बार कुछ अक्ल की बात की है इसने.
जो अभी आए हैं वो बाहर रुके, हम क्यों जाए?
हाँ,
यहाँ की आबादी बढ़ती ही जा रही है आरजू जी. टीवी से तो लग रहा है हर रोज कोई नया आएगा. कितनों को बाहर बिठाएंगे?
सबको. वो हमारे क्या लगते हैं?
हम सब एक दूसरे के क्या लगते हैं, फिर भी साथ रह रहे हैं ना.
हाँ, किसी ने कुछ पूछा थोड़ी. सबको यहाँ बकरियों की तरह ठूस दिया बस.
इतनी सारी लड़कियां, रखेंगे कहाँ सबको? दी, आपने यहाँ कोई धर्मशाला नहीं खोल के रखी है. प्लीज आप इसको अपना टेंशन मत बनाओ, वो अपना खुद देख लेंगे.
एक्झॅक्टली ज्योती, यू आर ऑल्सो विक्टिम.
आलं सुरू यांचं इंग्लिश मध्ये.
मुझे इंग्लिश ही आती है. आप लोग मराठी मीडियम हो तो इट्स नॉट माई प्रॉब्लम.
मैडम जी, हम कभी स्कूल ही नहीं गए. 12 साल में शादी करा दी, इसलिए तो हम नीचे बैठे और आप कुर्सी में झूल रहे हो.
तो बैठो ना, आओ बैठो इधर. मैंने कब मना किया आप लोगों को?
बस भी करो.
Fighting amongst each other.
बाहर कोई रुका है, हम उन्हें क्या जवाब दे? ये अंदर बाहर वालों का बंटवारा कैसे करे?
जिनके पापा भाई हस्बैंड ने किया हो
वो इधर रह सकते हैं. अपन सेफ है भाई.
नॉट मी.
मेरे तो रास्ते के मवाली थे.
तो फिर उम्र से करते हैं. जिसका भी 25 से कम का था वो अंदर बैठो, वरना बाहर जाओ.
तेरे को मालूम था ना मेरा मर्द 50 का है बनू. मेरी मरकटी
42 का था.
55 और 2 थे, कुल मिला के 110. तो मैं क्या घर चली जाऊं? दी,
या तो फिर जिस तरीके से हम
ये भाई चीटी नहीं चलेगा. तुझे तो जितना जला दिया था.
खुशी.
जला डाला.
Wow, they're talking about their deaths, I think. Right?
आप सब
गला घोटा था.
बियर बॉटल से फिर हाईवे पे फेंक दिया.
पत्थर से.
चूरे से.
मेरा हादसे से नहीं, उसके बाद सदमे से हुआ था.
तो तू बाहर जा.
एक्सक्यूज मी.
मैडम, इधर किसी को रोने का भी टाइम नहीं मिला था. तुम्हारा तो सबसे आसान था. दिखता ही चाहे. बाहर जा.
मौसी, छुरी नहीं चली, खून नहीं बहा, इसका मतलब ये नहीं मुझे दर्द कम हुआ था या तकलीफ कम हुई थी.
खुशी, क्या बोल रहे हो आप?
You're so mean.
देखो, रुला दिया ना.
Oshi, such a sometimes.
ये भी इंग्लिश बोलती है, पर कम से कम मुंह पे गाली देती है. तेरे जैसा नाही.
मावशी, काय चाललंय तुमचं? तुम्ही सर्वात मोठे आहात ना, तुम्ही समजून घ्या.
ये तू कौन सी एग्जाम की पढ़ाई कर रही है जो तू कब भी देने वाली नहीं है? अब असली मुद्दे पे ध्यान दे.
आपका मुंह देखने से तो अच्छा है ना कि मैं इन मुर्दों की शक्ल मुंह देख लूं.
अभी लक्ष्मी, चल चलो उठा. हाँ, हम बाहर जाएंगे.
जाओ 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 जाओ, बाहर जाओ, अभी जाओ, उसको भी लेकर जाओ.
जाओ ना. बस बस चुप। कोई कहीं नहीं जाएगा और जो आई है उसे भी कहीं भेज नहीं सकते। जितनी जगह है उसी में एडजस्ट कर लेंगे। वहां भी तो एडजस्ट ही कर रहे थे ना। जहां थोड़ी भीड़ में रहेंगे, लेकिन उन हैवानों के साथ रहने से तो बेहतर है।
ठीक है, लेकिन मैं अपनी गद्दी शेयर नहीं करूंगी बस।
ज्योति, प्लीज को कह रहा।
किसी ने कुछ उल्टा सीधा कहा तो बैरी 1 हफ्ते के लिए रिमोट छुपा देगी, है ना?
याद है हम जब आए थे तो कितने डरे हुए थे।
So they're all dead, I guess, right?
Yes. Oh, it's a little girl too.
नमस्ते बोलो सबको।
Know each other?
No, I think he just instinctively.
भारत में हर 22 मिनट एक महिला का रेप होता है। 2018 में थॉमसन रॉयटर की स्टडी के मुताबिक महिला सुरक्षा के मामले में भारत सबसे असुरक्षित देश है।
Wow.
Very impactful.
Yeah, sort of took us a while to kind of get what's going on, but once they started sharing notes on how we died, I guess it was clear that they were dead. I mean, that was obvious, but then it wasn't clear what they were afraid of with people coming in. So I guess the gist of the story is that they're all here in some space after death, and it's like this one room where all the victims of rape are sent, and it just so happens that the latest one is 2 years old. Wow.
Horrible.
Yeah, I wonder if it's a commentary on specifically backlogged cases, like the women who aren't receiving their justice don't get to sort of have peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was I want to look up a case that I think was sort of what shook the nation. I mean, there are of course ongoing cases in India with a population of 1.5 billion plus, but this was a case in 2012 of a Delhi gang rape and murder, and of a girl, and just the way in which she was killed and assaulted and left for dead, just shook up the whole nation. And she was just like watching, I think, a film, Life of Pi, coming back home with her boyfriend, and then on a bus, the boyfriend was like kicked out, and then she was gang raped and murdered. So, and she was, I think, well, not murdered, she was half dead, left for half dead, and then they and she died in the hospital. And so that fight for justice, and some of the rapists were like underage, the ones who committed the gang rape. So it was a case that shook up the whole country, and it is an issue, I think, with, like I said, 1.35 billion and growing people. You have some parts that are, it's not safe, and women don't feel as safe, and it's still a big issue in the country. So yeah, I don't know, it's just when you see things like this, you just kind of go into shock a bit. So
No, this is very impactful, and it needs to be shown. I mean, there's so many people out there that just don't take no for an answer. So
yeah, and what I like about the way they played it out is, firstly, we didn't know what was going on, just a bunch of women sitting around, and then I felt
Mhm.
like just showing women of all ages and sizes and shapes, to show that whether you're educated or not doesn't matter, if you're wearing short clothes or not doesn't matter, if
Yeah.
you're older doesn't matter, it happens to everybody, because it's not really about sexuality, it's more about that power, right? People just kind of, who abuse that. Yeah, it's really about that domination of somebody who is more weaker than you. And I mean, it's a problem, I'm sure, here as well. I don't know the stats in America, but
No, I mean, there was that
you
one
know
case with the guy who assaulted a woman, like left her nearly dead by a dumpster and got let out within, like, I think he barely maybe served a couple months in prison and then just like got out on good
yeah,
behavior. It's insane. It's horrible.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the people who do these types of things, oftentimes they are repeat offenders too. You know what I mean? Like, if you kind of get away with it once, much like, people talk about serial killers, and that's something that's very notorious, and we have a lot of cases on Ted Bundy and this and Jeffrey Dahmer. But people who are serial rapists, this is also like a pattern of behavior. And again, it's really about that power dynamic of, kind of, whether it's a woman or a man, whatever it is, like, that you are, when you do that, you're trying to take away their control, like you want to exercise control over them. And yeah, it is underreported. I think one of the things we saw from Me Too, if you're in a position of power, like, Harvey Weinstein, years and years of, I'm a liberal and getting donations, and on the surface everybody seems to love you and you seem to stand for female empowerment, and then behind the scenes you're this monster, who is taking advantage of and silencing women. Like, so many women's
Mm.
careers completely gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's no, it's horrific. I mean, obviously these women died, their lives were gone, but even the scars of something like that, just, I don't think it
Yes.
leaves you ever.
Yeah. And I think it was really interesting how they had the fight between the women, right? Because so often there are people who say that, the people who are getting assaulted are lying, are they're doing it for attention. And
Hmm.
the women on women fighting in this case, it's like, it just like it feels like you're fighting for the right thing. It feels like, they're fighting because they don't want to let another person into the space because it's already so crowded. But if you let your heart open up to, the
Yeah.
reality of the situation, and the amount of, because people always say like, it was a false case, you can report them falsely and they didn't actually do anything. But more often than not, it happened and there's no justice.
No. And I mean, we were seeing, guys, the trailer for Pink, and like, like we were saying, no, no means no. And sometimes there are women in, like, I think the example here they gave, I think, was Shruti Hassan, the actress. Like, and one of the girls, one of the other women was judging her, saying, "Oh, your thighs are exposed, and you're wearing these short clothes, and you still feel hot." And I look at me, I'm covered. But then the irony of it is the fact that both of them were raped, and both of them, one of them was burned alive and the other one was left in the highway. So I don't think it matters, like, sometimes we women, or I don't know, there are people who, like, even the Harvey Weinstein thing, there were other women who could have stopped, who could have stood up, but they enabled some of this behavior, and that perpetuated the cycle, right? Like a lot of people knew about it, so it was a bit of an open secret, and you know, yeah, but very powerfully done. I do think that, I think it drives the point across on so many levels. Like you can sit and sort of piece it out and kind of see so many layers of an onion. But I mean, I think it was heartbreaking to see that 2-year-old girl, and when they saw that, they were shocked themselves.
Yeah, so
Ugh.
impactful.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, I mean, we need some time to absorb this. I mean, it's a sort of a heavy topic, and it's one that I think will stay with us for a bit. So this was just our initial reaction, but we'll think about it, and maybe at some other point in some other video, we may have more thoughts that we'll share. Again, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and let us know if there are other such videos that we can watch. I mean, one of the beautiful things of being a female-led and female hosted channel with all of us is that we can look at all these topics and share our thoughts and our experiences, and hopefully you're enjoying that. You're enjoying that exchange and learning from each other. So with that said, again, guys, do follow us on social media. Our links are down in the description below, and we'll see you guys next time.